Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in today to listen to my presentation on Daytona Beach. Great to be here. So, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Daytona. So, adventure awaits you in Daytona Beach. So, first of all, just in terms of where we're located, Daytona Beach is on Florida's east or Atlantic coast. We're just a 1 hour's easy drive from Orlando and the theme park, so it does make us one of the closest beach destinations to Orlando. And when you get there, it is just a straight road. When you get there, you have this wonderful 23-mile long white sand beach to enjoy. As you can see there from the map on the right hand side, there's kind of a finger of land that comes out into the Atlantic Ocean. And that is where, on the Atlantic side, you'll find the beautiful white sand beach. And a lot of the hotels are based along there. If you look at the top, there's the pier area, and a lot of the major hotels are there, including the Hilton, the Hard Rock, the Holiday Inn, for instance. And a lot of the restaurants and activities around there, the centre of Daytona Beach. If you wanted to stay somewhere a little bit quieter, you might head a little bit more south and go somewhere like Daytona Beach Shores, where we have some wonderful properties, including the Shores Hotel. We've had over $2 billion investment in the area in the last few years, which has been in the form of new hotels, new attractions, and the whole boardwalk and pier area, which you can see on the right hand side, and the bandshell have all been done up, so that's looking lovely and new. There's an area called One Daytona, which is on the bottom left there, which is an entertainment complex, which is right across the road from the Daytona International Speedway. And in there, you've got a couple of hotels as well as some great entertainment. There's shops, there's restaurants, and an arcade and bowling alley. And they also have concerts on a Saturday night in the summer there as well. We are all about the Daytona Beach fun. We have this, as I said, amazing 23-mile long beach to enjoy. The sand is actually very flat packed next to the shore, particularly, so it's great for walking. There's plenty of mileage to go walking along, and also cycling. There's some lovely cycling, and you see lots of bird life and other wildlife as you cycle along. And we do also have a water park as well for the kids to enjoy, which is very close to the boardwalk and pier area. So it is all about fun for the family. And we have lots of eco-friendly activities as well. So you can get out there, join a surf school and learn how to surf, go paddle boarding or kayaking, or even paragliding. I did that last time I was there, which was fantastic. There's some fantastic restaurant options. We've got dozens of different restaurants with cuisines from all over the world in Daytona Beach. We're particularly well known for our seafood because of our location on the sea, obviously. Millie's restaurant, for example, does lovely seafood, but you can also go out and catch your own seafood, catch your own fish, and get the restaurant to cook it for you when you return it. So bring it back and they cook it for you, which is very unique. If you wanted a bit of history of the area, you could head to Rose Villa, which was actually built in the 1800s. Originally, it used to be in bed and breakfast, and some famous people, including Henry Flagler, John D. Rockefeller, and also Sir Malcolm Campbell, have all visited there, and that's in Ormond Beach. At the bottom left, we have Mama Fufu's, another great dining option. Or you could try out our ale trail, which is a couple of dozen breweries and tap houses in the area. They do what's called a flight of beers, so you can test a few of the different ales in the area. So that's a really good thing to do. If you go all the way to the bottom of the 23-mile long beach, you come to an area which is the Ponce Inlet, which is very, very beautiful, very scenic area. Very low-key houses around here. You can get boat trips out to see dolphins and manatees from here, and also hire paddle boards and other equipment there to get out on the sea. But it's also home to the tallest lighthouse in Florida, the Ponce de Leon Inlet Lighthouse, which is, if you can make the way to the 203 steps to the top, you'll be 53 meters up for some absolutely stunning views all up the coastline and beyond. So that is well worth doing as well. We are the home to speed. So originally, you may know, but or not, but Daytona used to have racing on the beach. So back in the 20s and 30s, you can see there on the left, there was a race taking place back in 1920 something, where all the cars were whizzing up the beach around this racing north turn, which must have been pretty spectacular. But now, of course, our racing takes place in Daytona International Speedway. The speedway itself was actually built in 1958, and it is a real place to behold. Just to go and visit and do a tour, you can actually do 1 hour tours on a bus around the International Speedway. One of the biggest NASCAR races we hold is the Daytona 500. This first started in February 1959 and has ever since been every February since. So that's a great race to go and catch at the Speedway. We are the festival capital of Florida as well. We have 60 renowned events throughout the year. That includes obviously some of our motor racing events and motorcycling festivals as well. We have, for example, Oktoberfest, which is a big bike festival, but we also have some great arts, culture and music festivals too. So at the top right there is Rockfest, which takes place every May in Daytona Beach. They've had some big bands there, including Guns N' Roses. Some lovely culture, spa and shopping. We have the CC and Hyatt Museum in our area in Daytona Beach, which has the biggest collection of Floridian art anywhere in the world. And there really are some spectacular pieces to behold. It's a beautiful building as well to visit, so I would highly recommend a visit there. We are great for shopping too, some great shopping, including both malls, or if you're looking for some individual little stores, you can get out there and see some of the lovely little jewelry and art stores that we have, as well as some markets and farmers markets. So there really is something for everybody. Some of the spas have some wonderful spa facilities, including the Hard Rock Daytona Beach, which has a wonderful spa to go and visit. And speaking of the Hard Rock, it's featured here on the right-hand side, those two pictures there. The Hard Rock is one of our hotels, which is on the ocean front. And you can see there's a swimming pool out the back, and then you're stepping onto the beach. And a lot of hotels have that, a pool out the back and then the ocean right there with the beach. So best of both worlds. Other hotels that we've got include the Daytona, which is on the top left there. That's a Marriott Autograph Collection hotel, which has a race car in the foyer. And the Shores Hotel, bottom left, which is one of our lovely properties. It's kind of a 4-star in the Shores area, Daytona Beach Shores area. Some new accommodations that we have include the Daytona Grand, which is a wonderful property. The two photos there on the left. It has an infinity pool out the back. It's 450-ish bedrooms and all very, very tastefully decorated, as you can see. The Max Beach Resort, top right, is a 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apart hotel. So great for families who are looking for those kitchen facilities. A lot of them have wonderful balconies overlooking the ocean as well. And then opening this year, we're very excited to announce the Renaissance Daytona Beach Oceanfront will be opening probably in May. That's when it's pinpointed to, but that's to be confirmed. But that is going to be a centrally located and wonderful property, I'm told. Other new developments this year, we have Daytona campfires. They can actually set up campfires on the beach for you, so you can sit and enjoy a campfire underneath the stars, watching the beautiful ocean or hearing the ocean lapping in as you have your s'mores or toasted marshmallows around the campfire. We also have the Riverfront Esplanade, which is a mile-long park, which has opened as well. Great for biking and hiking around and running around as well. Some great restaurants opening or have opened. Billy's is a new one, as is Millie's North, which is in Ormond Beach, and the Stoke Poke as well. Our wonderful Marine Science Centre is down in the Ponce Inlet area. It's the largest rehabilitation centre for injured wildlife on the whole east coast of Florida. They take in mainly injured turtles and nurse them back to health. So there is usually a happy ending at the end because they are released back into the wild. Unfortunately, some turtles come in and get hit by cars or get caught in fishermen's nets. So they're doing a fabulous job of protecting the wildlife there. They also have a new bird division as well. They've taken in injured birds, some of whom unfortunately can't be released back into the wild, so they're given permanent homes there. If you're looking for natural springs, to swim in some natural spring waters, head to De Leon Springs. They have a wonderful pool there, which is spring water of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Highly recommend that. And you can also see manatees in the winter months. The manatees come in from the Atlantic Ocean to get the warmer spring water, and that would be at Blue Springs, although you can also see them sometimes at De Leon Springs. The Daytona Beach zipline adventure is at Tuscarora Park, quite central to Daytona Beach, and it's got 20 aerial attractions and some games as well, so 40 in total, with 10 zip lines that you can try as well. So for the more active, and also for the active, to get out and explore our state parks. We have some wonderful state parks in the area. You can go hiking and biking. We have 70 miles of hiking and biking trails to explore. And this just shows the location of some of those parks. So it's great to have a car to get out and see some of these areas so that you can get out and about. I always recommend doing an eco tour when you're in the area. Every single time that we've been out, we've seen wild dolphins, which is absolutely wonderful. You can also go out on a catamaran cruise and stop. They pull up on sandbanks and you get out and you're walking on sand in the middle of the ocean with ankle deep warm water, it really does feel like paradise. And other eco adventures as well. I've mentioned kayaking and paddle boarding, but there's a company, Viking Eco Tours, who take you out and you can actually go paddling amongst bioluminescent plankton, which obviously makes the water bright as you're paddling along, light up. So that's a very unique experience too. We are very focused on sustainable tourism in Daytona Beach, and a lot of the hotels have sustainable projects in place to help protect the environment. The Shores particularly has a very good program in place to protect all the turtles. They come in a nest between the months of April and September, just near the shores, and they make sure that the turtles are protected in that area. But a lot of the hotels have green, sustainable programs in place to help protect the environment. And some eco-friendly restaurants. A lot of the restaurants, including Martini's, will only use sustainable seafood. So they are line-caught fish only. So that would include the Stonewood Grill and Tavern. And then we have some great vegetarian options as well, including the Kale Cafe, which actually does vegan cuisine. And finally, our wonderful trails. We have 7 trails in the area that you can get out and explore the area. They're a great way to learn all about the area and the history and the motorsports surrounding Daytona Beach. We really do have a lot of history to discover. So I would highly recommend getting out there, for example, and seeing the Motorsports Trail, which takes you on a journey from where motor racing started on Ormond Beach back in the 1920s, all the way to where it is today at the Daytona International Speedway. So thank you so much for listening, and we're just now going to play you a very short video just to show you some of the highlights of Daytona Beach. No, thank you very much for listening. And I think there's, if I've got time, there's a couple of questions there. Somebody was asking, what is the spring called? It was, I talked about two springs, De Leon Springs, as well as Blue Springs. So I'd recommend visiting either of those. And I saw another question as well. Has what did a tour at Daytona is a tour? Daytona is well worth doing a tour. The Speedway, absolutely, you can do some great tours around the Speedway. They're 1 hour long, and you can actually, if you wanted to, drive a motor racing car as well yourself, or get a professional to do it for you. So there's various options there. And then finally, I think, has Krabby Joe's reopened after Hurricane Ian? I know that Krabby Joe's has been shut for a while. I think it's due to reopen soon, but the pier's actually been mended in stages. So I need a more latest update on that. But yeah, last time I checked, it was still in the process of reopening. Is there any other questions? Oh, is it possible to swim in the springs? Is without a guide? No, you can absolutely swim in the springs without a guide, and you don't need to book. You can just turn up. It's a public swimming area, so as long as you've got a swimming costume, you're good to go. Okay, so thank you so much for listening, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in to listen to me today. And yes, do email me if there's any other questions that you have.